I don't know, maybe some people think I'm crazy, but actually it can be. But I feel like if you found the right thing, if you feel this is right for you, you should stick with it. And as I said before, my circumstances always allowed me to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm young, I have time, and my circumstances is allowing me to do this. Why not? Why not? What I do now, I don't have to do later. So yeah, the work needs to be done. It's a long path. It's not the easy path. It's a hard path. And I'm so fortunate that I started so early. Hello everybody. In this video I will share my personal experiences from the almost 4 years of my Vipassana practice. I started to practice in the beginning of 2019, and now we have the end of the year 2022, and in 3 months it will be 4 years. This video is all about my personal experiences. If you would like to know more about Vipassana and the organization, I will share the link in the video description. As I said before, my journey started in March 2019, and 2019 was a turbo start for me because in my first Vipassana year I visited 4 courses. I was sitting 3 courses and I was serving 1 course. Yeah, I think I needed it like this because before Vipassana my life was a mess. And I was stuck in a lot of difficulties inside of me, but also around me. I was living in old habit patterns and I was living in a really destructive way. I harmed myself and I harmed the people around me. And so I think I needed to start like this. My first course was super intense because right before the course I came out of some friend circles and I moved to another place and I started to question all the things which I was doing. So my first course was super intense. I never experienced a course like this again. But somehow everything they said and every instruction which I was following made absolute sense to me. From the first time I was practicing Vipassana, it was like the thing which I was looking for my whole life. And also the theoretical aspect, everything I heard made so much sense to me. And I was just happy to be there, although it was really difficult sometimes and intense, and yeah, but I felt so safe. The food was really good. The accommodation was comfortable and I felt safe. I felt the people were taking care of me. And also the teacher, she was so kind and full of compassion. Every time when I wanted to ask her something, my mind already had some ideas about the answers. She answered completely in a different way. She was so compassionate and she helped me to calm myself down and to continue my practice. Although maybe I was doing it not completely right. I mean, it was the first course. Yeah, the first course was really intense, and so the time after the course was also really, really intense. When I came out of the course, I was super confused, like what happened there? What happened inside of me? Something changed. It was so, I really felt that something changed, and it was really overwhelming and confusing for me. But fortunately, my circumstances allowed me to integrate my experiences. I was not working during the time, and I had a lot of time for myself. I was really fortunate. Yeah. And 2 months after my first sitting course, I came back to the same center. Actually, I wanted to sit, but it was too early, so they asked me if I would like to serve. And because I really wanted to come back, I said yes. Never do this. Never go to a service course when you really want to sit. Oh my god, the service was so intense. Because I only was in the practice for 2 months, and service in general is always intense. But if you don't know how to deal with yourself, it's even more difficult. But in the same way, it was really eye-opening and helpful to understand myself, my patterns of the mind, and my reactions towards other people, and also to realize which masks I put on their faces, and create a whole story about their personality and so on. Was really eye-opening, but afterwards I was so exhausted. I had to sleep 3 days. So please only go for service when you really want to give service. It's much easier. Yeah, but I continued my personal practice from my first course on. I continued to meditate 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, even after the really difficult service. I continued. And then in September 2019, I was sitting my second course, and in the end of 2019, I was sitting my third course. So in total, in the year 2019, I participated 4 courses. And I'm happy about it, really, because I think because of the amount of courses, it was easier for me to understand what I have to do and how I have to do. And because of COVID, there was only 1 course in 2020, which I participated. It was a 3-day course in January 2020. And then, as everybody knows, COVID hit. And a lot of courses got cancelled, and it was really difficult to get in courses and so on. But even though I continued my practice, my personal practice, and yeah, in the end of 2020, I ended up in Romania. And because I really wanted to go back to Vipassana, to courses, I ended up in a community which called themselves a Vipassana community. But when I came there, I easily realized that it's not the same. They said it's the same but a bit different, and yeah, I tried and I practiced with them and I stayed there for 3 months, but it was not the same. I didn't feel the same way like on the courses with Goenka and the organization. They changed the schedule sometimes, and also the practice was not the same. It was similar but not the same, and people were doing weird stuff during the course, like people from the community. They were doing weird stuff, and yeah, after 3 months I finally got out of it. And yeah, I think the weirdest part of the stay in this community was actually that they sometimes didn't allow me to practice meditation. I was not allowed to meditate in a bedroom, but when the course was running, I was also not allowed to go in the meditation hall to practice there. But because I was really determined, I was really striving for any place where I could meditate. So I meditated in a small room close to a room full of children who were really loud, and yeah, it was not easy, but I continued because I knew and I know this is what I want to do. I want to meditate this way, in this practice. I want to grow. Yeah. So another pro tip: if you started with one kind of Vipassana, if it's in this organization or another organization, stay with your organization, because everywhere there's something different and it can be confusing, and you can start to question your own practice in a negative way, and it's good to stay in your line. So also during and after this experience in the community, I continue my personal practice. I don't know. I think I never was so determined to do something like this, like Vipassana meditation. It's yeah. So, but 2021, I continued my practice. I continued, and finally, in the end of 2021, in October, I came back to the organization, and the first course where I participated was a service course, and I already came earlier to help out with the preparations for the course, and it was so energetic. And it was so wonderful to come back to people where I really felt and feel that I belong there, although they're all doing something else. This is the beautiful thing about the Vipassana meditation and this organization, that everybody who comes there, they come out of so many different life circumstances. Some people are doctors, some people are artists, some people are photographers, some people don't have any occupation. Some people are rich, some people are living on a minimal cost, some people are travelers, some people have family. But they all come together for this practice to support each other, to help running those courses, to grow in Dhamma, to grow in themselves, to develop their self, and to go beyond. Right after this service course, I actually wanted to sit a course, but I already was really deep involved in all this service, and I got to know the people behind the scenes, and yeah, it came out, we don't have enough servers, and I was struggling, should I serve, should I sit? And in the end I said, okay, I will serve the second course in a row. Although I was really exhausted and my whole body was hurting, I served. But I have to say I regretted it almost every day, because I was exhausted and actually not capable of giving service in a selfless and compassionate way, because my body was screaming and I was so tired and everything was hurting, but still it was wonderful again to meet people, to serve and to be to make sense, to support something which makes sense to me, and even after the course I stayed longer to clean up the center and so on. So in October 2021 I was giving 2 services in a row. Yeah, but I really wanted to sit a course, and I found out that there's a special course, the Satipatthana Sutta course for old students only in Poland, and I applied for it, and fortunately they accepted me. So 2 weeks after I completed the second service, me and my partner, we drove to Poland with the car, and finally I could sit the course. Satipatthana Sutta course is really wonderful. You can sit the course when you already completed 3 10-day courses, and I think 1 service course, but I'm not sure. You can check it out on the website. And only old students, so the atmosphere is much more serious and more silent and less disturbed. So you also can work in a really serious way, and yeah, it's really pleasant. The discourses are a little bit different. You will learn more about Satipatthana Sutta. This is a discourse from Gautama the Buddha about the cultivation of awareness. And Goenka is repeating the Satipatthana Sutta in Pali, and he also explains about how to understand it. He also explains how to understand it. So it's a good way to come in contact with the theoretical part of teaching. But what I didn't like about the course, it was shorter. Usually the courses are 10 days, so 9 days of silence, 1 day of socializing. But the Satipatthana course is only 8 days of 7 or 8 days of silence, so it was too short for me. But I was still happy that I was finally able to sit the course. And after the course, my partner and I, we decided to stay there. And yeah, again, a lack of servers. So I was serving the course afterwards. Oh, this was so exhausting. We were really not enough servers. I think only 6 people in the kitchen. Absolutely not enough. It was really painful and exhausting, but we managed. We managed to do it. And this is the beautiful part about service. You sometimes feel, no, we cannot do it. It's not possible that we will finish the food, or that we will do it till the end. But somehow, every time, things work out. Every time. And also what I like about service is that usually in the beginning it might happen that nobody knows what to do, and it's really chaotic. But after a few days, people know what to do, and everybody finds their place, and yeah, you really feel the connection between each other. You share the kitchen, you share the work, and you share Dhamma, you share the practice, because yeah, it's stressful and exhausting, and so difficulties rise up in yourself, and it can happen that you have conflicts in the kitchen, but everybody goes at least 3 times a day to meditate. And usually after meditation, we feel more refreshed, and you will work on that. Either you talk about it, what happened before, or you feel okay. We don't have to talk about it. I feel the peace between us is now there again. And this is the beautiful part. Everybody who comes there is working on themselves. So even when you see somebody is like, what's going on with this guy? But you know, there's a reason why he's here. He knows that there's something inside of him what needs attention, and that he's trying to work on himself or herself. So it's easier to be also compassionate towards the other person, and also to forgive the other person. But on the same way, it works for yourself, or for myself, to accept myself more, to forgive myself more, and to be also more compassionate towards myself. So although the course was really difficult and exhausting and really, really painful, you won't believe, after a few days, I felt I cannot walk anymore. I cannot walk anymore. Although it gave me so much strength and showed me my personal capability of doing things. That I'm able to keep a cool head and to navigate people. And although everything is painful in my body, that I can still be nice to people and kind and talk to them in a soft way. That is possible. Because usually when we have a lot of pain in our body and a lot of tension, we tend to be also express the tension, to be like rude and aggressive and maybe angry towards other people, just because we feel pain in our body. So we try to get rid of the pain, to give other people pain, but everybody knows it's not working. But yeah, this is the old habit pattern of the mind. Yeah. So as I said before, we decided to stay at the center, and we stayed there during winter and New Year's Eve, and my partner left the center in January 2022, and I continued my stay till February 2022 and set another course. I don't know, I think I'm a speedo on this path. I really feel like I need to do those courses. They make so much sense to me, and after every course I feel relief and development in myself, and that I'm more able to be kind and to be compassionate and to stay relaxed. And relaxation is actually a good thing, especially when we can relax in difficult situations, in noisy situations, in exhausting situations, in unpleasant situations. When we're able to relax, everything is more easy, more peaceful, because we stay in contact with our own peace, with our own happiness, and we don't allow the outside world to influence our inside world. So, after the around 4 months stay in Poland, in Dama Palava, we drove back home to Germany and stayed for 2 months. And then we drove back to Poland for the 20-day course. My partner wanted to sit the course and I wanted to surf again. And wow, this service was so wonderful, really. It was like a present, a gift. After so much struggle and exhaustion and difficulties, it was a present, a gift. The people, the servers, everybody was already experienced, and the atmosphere was so, from day zero, so serious, like in a good way, like in a serious, friendly way. Everybody still was like organized. Everybody was still like, not everybody knew the kitchen, so it was a bit chaotic in the beginning, but everybody knew what's going to happen, so it was not so super chaotic, and everybody was more calm, more silent, and more determined to do the work. And from day zero on, I was so surprised. I came in the kitchen, I was like, oh my god, what's going on here? Look, people, it was so amazing. And although it was 20 days of service, 3 weeks of service without weekend, it was the easiest service course which I participated. But still, it was so easy going. It was so peaceful. Yeah, sure, things come up, and I had my own films and everybody, but everybody also was capable of dealing with their stuff. And it's difficult to explain. Everybody was like, everybody was every day so surprised how nice it is. Also the teachers, everybody was so surprised every day till the end. Till the end, everybody was felt so blessed and peaceful, and yeah, fortunate to be a part of the team for the 20-day course in Dhamma Palava 2022. Such a great experience. So that after the 20-day course service, I was like, okay, I want to sit again. So I joined the next 10-day course, and it's really good to sit again after 20 days of service. I really felt the service course in my sitting course was an easygoing course, I would say. And yeah, then I came back to Germany and organized a few things, and I traveled to Asia. So I had a really strong Vipassana practice in my age of 26. I calculated that actually I stayed like half of the age 26 in Vipassana centers. I don't know, maybe some people think I'm crazy, but actually it can be. But I feel like if you found the right thing, if you feel this is right for you, you should stick with it. And as I said before, my circumstances always allowed me to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm young, I have time, and my circumstances is allowing me to do this. Why not? Why not? What I do now, I don't have to do later. So yeah, the work needs to be done. It's a long path. It's not the easy path. It's a hard path. And I'm so fortunate that I started so early. I started when I was 23. And I'm so fortunate. I feel so fortunate. It's so wonderful, people. I know it's not for everybody, but I know it's for me. I feel I belong there, and I really feel how the continue of the practice supported me the last years to find peace with myself, to accept myself, to give myself space to be, to give my thoughts space to be, to get connected with my body again, and just to be without trying to change anything. And out of this space of acceptance and being, the change will appear by itself. Really. Actually, you don't have to do anything. But try not to react. This is what we train in Vipassana, not to react to our body sensations. Because this is what we usually do. This is the old habit pattern of the mind to react to our body sensations. Because everything what streams inside of us, so everything we see, we smell, we taste, we hear, we think, gets mirrored in a body sensation. And then we react to the body sensation. And then the misery starts, usually. Even if it's a good sensation, we start craving. Oh, I want more of that, I want more of that. We crave for craving. And so, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I came in contact with this technique, with this teaching, really, with this organization. Oh my God, it's donation based. You can go there. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to pay $200, $300, $2,000. No, you can go there. And in the end of the course, when you feel like, oh yeah, it helped me somehow. Okay, okay, maybe I want to support this organization. Maybe I want to give some money. Oh, okay, I have only $5. It's okay. It doesn't matter how much you give. It matters how you give it. The intention matters, really. Sometimes, some courses I was not able to give money. But nobody will write it down, nobody. Some courses I was able to give a lot. Then I gave a lot. And also, if you want to support the organization, the courses, you can go there for service. You get accommodation and you can eat so much, as much as you want, but you need to work. With a good intention, in the best way. But nobody, like, will write down if you, like, got angry, maybe. Yeah, sure, when you, like, hit somebody, or if you get really, really aggressive, people have to do something. Yeah, can be. I read some stories that people got kicked out, but it's about security. But if you, like, get a bit louder and behave in a, like, unfriendly way, it's okay, because somehow it's a school. It's, for me personally, the whole organization, the sitting the courses or to serve the courses is, for me, a school to learn how to behave, how to behave towards myself, and how to behave to other people. For me, it's a school. Finally, I learn how to deal with myself, how to feel what I need to do in certain situations. What needs my body? What needs the mind? Okay, maybe I need to rest. Okay, maybe I need to walk. Maybe I need to drink something. Simple things. And also the same way to other people. Maybe this guy, this girl is getting stuck in some mental difficulties. Okay, let him be. Maybe we can talk about it, but maybe you just need to go out and have a walk. So it's okay. It's a school. It's a school of life. You learn the art of living. Really, it's because, especially during service, you go there and you have at least 3 times a day meditation. And usually what happens during meditation? Although you're observing body sensations, you will reflect what happened. And maybe because of this reflection, you will change your behavior. Maybe. Maybe not directly, but usually when you continue, things happen. For me, it's magic. Although it's not magic, it's reality. The magic of reality. I love it. Okay. My last course from the year 2022. I was in Nepal and I had the opportunity to be part of a 20-day course for sitting, and I did it. I almost cancelled the course, but in the end I drove there and I did it. It was super difficult course because it was super noisy around the center. I tended to label myself as a sensitive person, but actually it seemed like I was a reactive person, or maybe still. I'm not enlightened yet. But I was able to relax, although it was so noisy, and yeah, it was really difficult and exhausting. This is the way I need it. And it was the first course where I felt in the end, okay, I'm happy that it will be over now, and that I felt I completed. I'm finished. Because usually after 10 days I was like, no, next day it will be over. I'm not ready yet. I'm not finished. But after the 20 days I was like, okay, tomorrow is finally over. I cannot explain. It was somehow wonderful and helpful, but yeah, it's like a good party. After a while you just want to go home and sleep and relax, and yeah. But even during the course, and especially after the course, I felt how much I changed. I felt a lot of complexes of the mind got at least opened or resolved, and knots got untied. Oh. The 20-day course, amazing. I would do it again, definitely. Not now, but definitely in future. It was so nice because you have less instructions. The discourses are shorter, and you can follow more your own intuition, because you don't have to be in the hall for instructions. You don't have to be in the hall for the morning and the afternoon group sittings, so you can naturally flow through the course. Yeah, you have to work. Definitely you have to work. This is why you're there. 20 days, you have to work. But you can see where you want to work, or okay, I need to walk now. So it's easier for you to listen to your inner voice or to your body. This is how I felt a 20-day course. It was more easy to be compassionate. And I'm so happy that I did it, really. It was so helpful. And also the noise and so on, and the circumstances, everything was there for me and gave me the opportunity to grow in Dhamma, to develop my equanimity and my acceptance. And yeah. This is what I did in the last almost 4 years. And I will continue, definitely. I really feel how I developed, how I changed. I feel I come back to a natural state, more unconditioned. I would also say somehow more childish, but not in a pleasant way, you know, like inner child comes up, and I feel more relaxed and everything seems more easy. My relationships got better, definitely, to my family, towards myself, towards friends, towards life. My relationship towards life is so much better. I feel more like I'm looking forward for the next years. I'm curious what's going to happen, and I have a good feeling about the future. And yeah, I feel so blessed, so gratitude. I have so much gratitude, really. I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you have any questions regarding my personal experience or something else, just let me know. I'm open to answer all the questions as good as possible. if you found any mistakes in my grammatic or in my pronunciation, you can keep the mistakes. As you hear, I'm not a native English speaker. I have a sweet German accent. And I gave my best. And yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And may this video be supportive for you. And yeah, bye bye.